B to the bitch, O to the O, O to the O, and the M to the boom.
Oh, I spelled boom.
That's my little tribute to Dragula, which many believe is like, you know, the Rob Zombie
That's where he
song.
peaked.
He peaked when he went solo on his first album. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Rob Zombie ranking. This is very exciting because clearly you can tell we kind of enjoy the guy.
A little bit. A little.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah. There's another pop down there, but we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. So yes, welcome to the Robert Cummings ranking. And you wonder why he changed it to zombie. So tonight is going to be a fun night. And again, like I said in the community post, hopefully people that don't even like Rob Zombie will at least tune in, hang out with us for a little bit. We're going to have some fun here.
Call us crazy all you want. That's the fun part.
Yeah. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We have our lists ready to rock here. I got all his movies to show on physical media, but we're going to be pulling up clips from the movies, you know, just to kind of make it fun and entertaining. So we're probably going to not get monetized on this one, unfortunately, but that's okay.
If you play less than 10 seconds.
Something like that. But some of the clips, there's like, you have to play a little longer if you want to get to anything interesting. So feel free to send in a super chat if you want to help with the demonetization. That's all I'm saying. Hey, that's all I'm saying. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
It goes towards more zombie merch.
Yeah, and eventually when he tours Georgia, we'll probably get some tickets and
put it out there. Get Haley to the Rob Zombie Alice Cooper tour.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you interact with us in the live chat. That's what that's for. You can tell us your rankings. You can tell if you agree, disagree. If you like Rob Zombie, if you hate Rob Zombie, a lot of people fall into both camps. So I was, it's kind of interesting. I was lukewarm on him for a long time. And then I feel like I found some of his music organically. I don't know. Someone might have shown him to me.
I was always a fan of him. I feel like because of my love for, spoilers, the Firefly trilogy, you sort of were like, all right, I'll give him a chance or another chance. Yeah, maybe.
Well, you interrupted my story, so I don't know where I was going. So anyways, love the guy now. He's great. It's in my bio. I'm a defender of Rob Zombie. And yeah, I can't wait to see him in person on tour and all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun whenever that happens. So let us pull up, get ready here, because we're just diving right in. We'll get to the live chat. We're going to let it kind of build up a little bit. But thank you for being here. It's very late. It's 10:45 p.m. Eastern time where we are. So,
and it's the Freddy premiere.
Oh, everybody watched it last night on Peacock. So,
boo.
So let us.
We're doing least to best or best to.
Why would you go best to least? That makes no sense.
I don't know.
I've never, like, if anybody ever, like, if you ever watch somebody that does a ranking and they go best and then they end with the word, it's like, what?
I've seen it before.
That's dumb.
I've seen it.
Like, that's not like exciting. To me, that's not exciting.
I feel like it works if you're aiming to bash the thing you're talking about.
And that's not what, no. That's not the kind of channel we are.
We like him.
Yeah. So let's do this. I have my list on Letterboxd. So if anybody wants to follow me on Letterboxd, go right ahead. You can see my entire list.
I don't, so mine's a surprise.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything on Letterboxd, but log movies. That's it.
Hey, I made a list. I think I did 100 of my favorite movies recently.
All right. So you can start off because you're not going to like my first one.
I know I'm not going to like your first one. I know what your first one is.
So start with your least favorite.
And
hold on, but like point to it so I can pull the clip up. You can see like they're all labeled, right? Or just whisper it to me. What's your least favorite? So I can have the clip ready.
All right, because you have 2 of each, right?
2 of each. Okay. So tell me when you're ready.
So my least favorite, and this one probably just shocked you. Like, I bet he just like pissed his pants.
Hold on, but don't say it. Like, get ready to say it, and then I'm gonna play the clip.
So My least favorite Robert Cummings movie is
Halloween.
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 His first Halloween.
Yep. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Do you want me to pull up my list so that I don't have to whisper it to you every time, or do you want to be surprised?
Pull it up. Yeah, pull it up.
Okay.
But show me so I can get the clip ready.
All right. Yeah. So my least favorite is his Halloween. This is one of the rare instances where it's like, man, I kind of just wish I was watching the original. And I understand, like, I can appreciate what he does. Do you want me to lock up the baby?
Yeah, lock the baby up. Yeah, she's gonna lock Felix up because he's a bit
of the Zoomers.
No, it's only when we go live. It's only when we go live. So she's gonna lock Felix up real quick. I'll continue to talk for her because look, I completely understand the hate for both of his Halloween films. More people tend to hate number 2. There's been a lot of appreciation apparently for the first one in the coming years and later years, I guess I should say, since the film came out in 2007. It was probably a really hot take to announce that in 2006. I feel like that would have been announced. Hey, we're remaking, right? Like we've ran the course on all the Myers movies, right? We ended with what? Resurrection. And everybody's like, good Lord, what was Resurrection? No. And then they say, oh, well, you know what? Instead of continuing, because we know y'all hate that one, we're remaking it with everybody's favorite director, Rob Cummings.
Yeah. I can appreciate. So the best part of that movie is actually the backstory. I don't hate that part.
See, most people do.
No, because it's different. It adds some, because we're both not big Michael Myers.
Casual.
Yeah, whatever.
Casual.
What I hate is like almost the beat for beat remake. Like it feels like how I felt when I watched that is essentially how I imagine myself feeling watching the shot for shot remake of Psycho. Bored.
Yes.
It's like,
but see, that's boring. That's boring. See, at least Rob Zombies is somewhat different. There's some cool cameos from like horror legends and stuff like that. I'll save my talk about it because this one is higher up on my list. But
yeah, I was just very bored watching this.
The second half.
Yeah.
The first half you were
like Malcolm McDowell.
Right, great casting.
Beautiful. Love that man. But it's the second half of the movie that there's really only 2 movies that I didn't enjoy and one that I'm iffy on. This is the first one that I didn't enjoy.
Interesting. How do you feel, chat? Let us know. Are you a fan of 2007's Halloween or?
Yeah, and there's also the scene that.
Well, that's only in the director's cut.
Yeah.
That's only in the. She's talking about the RAP, fill in the rest.
I didn't like that.
That's only in the director's cut, which is the version we watched. Because I have the where is it? It's right. I actually have multiple versions.
Yeah,
of the Halloweens because I'll tell you why. So here's the version we watched, right here. This is actually at Best Buy right now, so you can go get it. It's very cheap.
Before all of them are gone.
So this is the 2-disc unrated collector's edition. It has, the reason I have this is the second disc has Michael Lives, The Making of Halloween, a 4.5-hour documentary, which, by the way, let me just quickly say what we're not covering tonight because this isn't complete. If you go on Letterboxd, it's really annoying. Like directors and stuff, Letterboxd lists like behind the scenes things as credits. It's very annoying, even though he might have like edited that documentary together. It's behind the scenes footage. So why is that a part of his filmography on Letterboxd? Anyways, it's annoying. So we're not covering any behind the scenes stuff. We're not covering his concert film, the zombie horror picture show.
Or his contribution.
Which we have right here.
I like that cover.
The Zombie Horror Picture Show.
Or his contributions to. I'm drawing a blank.
I'm about Grindhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grindhouse. We're not covering the fake trailer, Werewolf Women of the ISS or something like that.
There's 2 of them. I think.
And we're not covering.
Super Beast.
He did a animated film called The Haunted World of El Super Beasto, and it says haunted in the title, right? So you would think it would actually be horror, but if you go on certain websites, like Wikipedia calls it an adult animated superhero comedy film. So, and then you look at it and you're like, what, like, where's the horror in this? So, we're not covering that either. We're just covering his 8 live action, clearly horror films. So that's what we're covering tonight, just so we cover our bases. So zombie purists don't attack us in the comments down the road. Hey, where was El Super Beasto? Where's the Zombie Horror Picture Show? We're not covering any of that. Okay. Maybe down the road. So yeah, anyways, got that for the documentary, which is great. 4.5 hours of just making the movie. Then I have this 2-pack right here, which is cool because this is the only way you can get the theatrical cuts. And this is like fun. This is like a Canadian release. So this is the only way you're going to get the theatrical cuts. And then I also have the very cool, recently released Walmart Steelbook of Halloween 1 and 2 right there. So yeah, very, very cool. So number 8 for you is Halloween 2007. Interesting.
Boring, stinky fart.
See, now here's where I come in to.
And you break my heart.
To ruffle some feathers. And then after this, we're gonna go back over to the live chat. Hello. You just gotta let it do it naturally. Let it do it naturally.
Yes, I'm not doing it.
There we go. Okay, my least favorite Rob Zombie film of all time goes to.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are about to enter a world of darkness. A world where life and death are meaningless, and pain is God. Woo! Hey!
House of 1,000 freaking corpses.
I'm not saying anything.
Come on. Okay, look. This is...
It's his first film. Cut him some slack.
Okay, thank you. Can I... Hold on. Let me talk and stop putting it out of focus. It's his first film, which should tell you something. Even if you look at someone like Stanley Kubrick, his first film. Good Lord. So...
Killing?
No, way before. It's called Fear and Desire. So... It's his first film. And the issue I have, among many things, one, it's very just, it's so bizarre. It's just, and I guess I somewhat appreciate it for that. But then there's like, it's so hard to get through. Like for me, it was so hard to get through. Another big reason, and I'll probably get some slack on or some hate on this, but it's true. He might have been a great person in real life. I don't know. I never met the guy. But I cannot stand Sid Haig on screen. I just can't stand him. The characters he plays all the time. And yeah, you could say, well, pretty much every zombie actor plays the same character in every movie that zombie casts them in. But Sid Haig especially was just every movie, just this obnoxious, foul-mouthed a-hole in every movie he was ever in. And he has like the ugliest face. Like, God, I can't stand him. I can understand how he became an icon, right? Like the Captain Spaulding, right? Like there's even a Trick or Treat Studios mask you can get at Spirit Halloween that looks pretty dang good, actually. But just something about Sid Haig, I can't get on board with that guy. So, anyways, he's obviously very prominent in House of 1,000 Corpses, and so for that, he's at the bottom right there. And yeah. Where was I going to say here? Oh, right here. So obviously I have the, what are you looking at?
I was just seeing if.
Calm down, sit down, relax. It's going to be okay. I have the Steelbook from Best Buy right here. My issue is it's called, if you look right there, once it focuses, Rob Zombie's Horror Masterpiece. No, it's not. This is not his masterpiece, if he even has one. But this is not his masterpiece, okay? And I'm pretty sure even Rob Zombie would tell you that himself. I'm pretty sure even he kind of is very rough on this movie. it's barely a movie. It has a very young, fat Chris Hardwick, which is also off-putting because I'm so used to call 1-855 Dead Live.
It also has a super baby Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, everybody's super baby in here, including Baby. The only thing I really like about this movie is it has a really cool shot, which apparently I was listening to a podcast. I think he did with I think it was on Eli Roth's History of Horror, but he talked about that super long. It's like a slow-mo scene where I think it's Otis has the sheriff at gunpoint, and it's just like the camera is slowly pulling back, and nothing's happening, and the music goes away, and then the camera gets to the top, and it just sits there, and the characters just sit there, and you're like, what is going on right now? Like you're almost tempted to like check your Blu-ray or your DVD to go like, is there a scratch? Like the movie's not moving. And that's what it's supposed to do. And he was talking about how Universal executives begged him to get rid of that scene because of like how drawn out it is and like how uncomfortable it was in theater screenings of people just like, anything gonna happen? I think that's ballsy. I think that's cool. It's unique. And then he blows the guy's brains out, obviously. Yeah. But it's so cool. It's very, very different. It's very memorable and funny. Rob even said in the interview, he's like, and that's the only scene anyone remembers. So, yeah, that's my least favorite movie from Rob Zombie. I only have two. And so you said you only have two, right?
Yeah.
So we both only have two movies.
And then one I'm iffy on.
That we don't really like, and then everything else is either we're iffy on or we really like it. You know what I mean? So that's funny. But yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses, and then for Haley, it is
other one. Yeah,
Halloween. So there we go. We'll do one more, and then we're gonna hop over to the live chat.
And
let me put these here. Okay. What's yours? Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, my second least favorite.
Go ahead.
I wanted to like it, so I didn't want to go in hating it.
And what is it?
It's the one we watched last night.
And that is...
Yeah.
Dinner. I'd have to check my schedule. Please hold.
The Munners.
The Munners. Yeah, we call them the Munners.
I realized that my two disliked Rob Zombie movies have what I call second act syndrome. I hate, like, the first half of this movie, I was on board. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cute and kind of quirky. Richard Brake, I mean, that's all I have to say about that guy. But, like, I was there for it. I was there. And then once, they get, spoilers, evicted from their castle and they have to deal with all that stuff, I'm like, I was literally like playing with Felix's paw. I was like, I could really be doing something else right now.
Now, because neither one of us, me a little bit more, but neither one of us are super familiar with the Munsters.
I'm
I know
Addams Family gal.
I have very fond memories of my dad showing me like clips throughout my childhood. Like he would be watching it on TV and I would stop moving because you see like when you move, like it blows it out. Just sit still. Use your arms. Be like Sherry Moon. Yeah, but stay seated because then it blows the camera out. But yeah, very unfamiliar with the Munners. So
I put this one above Halloween only because it held my attention for longer.
A little bit longer.
Like, I feel, because really where I fell off was like after they got evicted and like when they got to Hollywood. Oddly enough, when Cassandra Peterson showed up.
Yeah, well, I told her as the credits were going, I was like, hold on, what's Elvira's real name? You said Cassandra Peterson. I was like, well, apparently she was in the movie.
I was like, huh?
We looked her up.
Boobs is in the movie?
There was no boobs, so that's why we didn't recognize her.
Quite literally, like, if I'm being quite honest.
But
and yeah, it was that whole thing with being in Hollywood and finding their house. I was like, this is really fucking boring.
Luckily, that doesn't last very long, though.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, if
because Rob kind of probably realized that everyone knew where it was going from that point on.
Yeah.
So.
Because if, Halloween lost me about halfway through, this one lost me at the last quarter. So I'll give it that.
She'll give it that.
And
it's visually just.
yeah, it's very visually stimulating.
We'll talk about that.
I feel like this is what like ADHD people feel like.
Right.
Shout out to ADHD people.
So that is her number 7, The Munners.
The Munners.
My number 7 is probably not going to surprise many people because it is quite literally the follow-up to House of a Thousand Corpses, and that is.
Where is it?
Just calm down. I'll be on in a minute. Ah, there it is.
All right, let's
Got that.
calm it down for
Okay.
a little nip slip happens or something.
I'm surprised you didn't pull up this like one of the best scenes. That's what I was looking for.
I was a little rushed.
It was when Spalding steals the car and
With the woman.
with the
Yeah.
and the kid's like,
That is pretty
"Eh."
funny.
He's like, "You think I'm fucking funny?"
So that's the thing, right? So this is basically the same almost in a way, right? Because you have the same characters from House of a Thousand Corpses. I agree. It is better. It's actually a movie at this point. So he's clearly improved as he went on. And what that's 2 years after the movie came out, House of a Thousand, and then Devil's Rejects is 2005. So he has improved as a filmmaker. So applaud. It also has our dude from Deuce Bigelow, who he uses in a couple movies. The guy who goes up to Deuce. He's always like, "Hey, you want to take a look at this?" Whips his dick out, and Deuce is like, "Oh God, put it away." He's like, "Why is it so small?" But he plays like so like that was that was hard for me to get on board with. That was hard for me to get on board with because I'm so used to seeing this guy as like the comedic relief in Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo, whipping his penis out, that now he's playing like a serious, hard-edged detective. I couldn't take it serious. I wanted him to whip his dick out and be like, "Hey, why is it so small? Huh, Otis?" But anyways, I digress. Again, it's a lot of Sid Haig, which you just saw there. I can't stand the guy. And yeah, it's got some cool kills. Like I really do think it's got some cool kills.
I am the devil,
and
I am here to do the devil's work.
I have a lot of memories of this movie because this was right around the time that I was getting sort of active on MySpace. So I watched this at a friend's house. And so I have like, anytime I think of The Devil's Rejects, I think of MySpace, which brings back cool, nostalgic memories. So yeah, I don't know. It was, that's the only reason it's right above House of a Thousand, but these are the only two out of his films that I just really can't stand. And I only have Devil's Rejects in this Firefly trilogy steelbook. So,
I literally love, because it's sort of like an old movie poster.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So there we go. That is The Devil's Rejects. Let's see who's joining us tonight, talking some Rob Zombie and all that good stuff. We got Adrian James. What's going on, Adrian?
Hello.
Love the pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
Love that pumpkin. We got Judd. Hello, Judd.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. What up? Watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as we speak. Let's get it. But I know you hate it, Nadia. So you can just tell that Rob never showered. This is funny. I think today, right? Today we were like, I don't know why, but I think
We were like, what does he smell like?
yeah, we were like, he probably doesn't smell good, honestly.
I said he smelled like farm animals.
And well, he's always rocking, you know what I mean? So he probably has stench. Yeah, so Rob Zombie album ranking.
Ooh.
Sorry, no, just the films. We're not like if I had to pick one, do I rather him as a filmmaker or a musician? I'm going filmmaker. What are you doing?
That's hard. Give me a minute. I'm working on
All right,
it.
she's working on it, but I 100% prefer him as a filmmaker. Don't get me wrong. I jam out on the way home from work tonight. I was demon speeding. Okay. So
Living dead girl.
yeah, Living Dead Girl.
Dead.
Living Dead Girl. What about White Zombie? Are you talking about the Bela Lugosi movie? No, you're talking about his band, which is named after the Bela Lugosi movie. I've never listened to anything White Zombie,
I'm terrible with remembering.
but you know it's his band
Yes,
before he went solo.
but I don't like. I would have to hear songs and go, "Oh,
Gotcha. Are you fans? 100%. That's why we're doing it. Now, can you imagine we're not fans? That's why we're like, super chats go towards Mombi merch.
Mombi."
What happened to the push-ups?
Zob Rombi.
Well, funny enough, right? Because the first month I did that, I had like 40, right? And then the second month, no one cared. So I gave up on the push-ups. Plus, that was 40 push-ups was a little rough.
Most he's ever done in his life.
That was, yeah. Judd is not a fan. Well, hey, Judd, if you're still watching, thank you for being here, for not being a fan. Eddie can't handle the. I'm telling you, I really can't. Do you see my arms? They're noodles.
Look at that guy.
Come on, Nadia. You saw me in person. Clearly. What? Haley, get the out of here. Talking about
The
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, because
It's
Nadia is a
Halloween.
big fan of his first Halloween.
I don't know. I think it's Poopy Wiener.
Oh my God, the Munsters is the
The
best. I can't
Munners?
tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
A Munner?
It's one of his better ones, says Kevin for I think Halloween. Yeah. Rob Zombie albums are better than his movies. See, that's deep. Rob Zombie is just so divisive. He
He's
really is.
certainly a character.
He really is. But he's the nicest dude. Watch an interview with him on a podcast. He's the nicest dude. Very humble. And you know, I think he was on Howie Mandel's podcast recently, and he even brought that up. He was like, "Yeah, you know, I can't be, you know, how I am on stage in real life, you know." So it's really cool. House of a Thousand Corpses is good, man. What you talking about?
Thank
It is
you.
not good.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut
It
up.
is
Shut up.
not good. It is not good. I remember watching that movie on Stars when I was like 14. It freaked me out.
Jesus Christ.
kinda
Why are you
young
watching
age.
that at 14?
Keep it that way, Kevin. Keep it. No, watch it because
It's cinema.
it's clearly divisive, but he's done so much better than House of a Thousand. Lionsgate thinks it's a masterpiece. His Monsters was all right.
Yeah, that's just kind of what it was. All right.
Laren, boom, damn,
Hello.
I'm so late. It's all good, man, but just make sure check out the replay because there's a different kind of boom at the beginning. That's all I'm gonna say.
Boom to the bitch.
I love this. I couldn't even finish the Munners.
Best comment of the night.
Yeah, look at that face. It sounds like your clip you sent me, Nadia.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I wrote. Warning, I'm drunk. Warning, I'm drunk.
Oh, hey, Lynn. Hey.
And hey, hey. Anyways, rock music says we're on Haley's second pick. Yep, well, we were at the time. It's Laren McDrunken.
Ha.
How drunk are you?
Yawn.
Everyone wants to know how drunk he is. All this stuff. Laren, thought you were going to bed. Says Tony, what's going on, dude?
What, he was just partying it up for the FNAF at Freddy's premiere.
Adrian, I'm drinking beer and have been up for many hours. As long as it's Blue Moon, Laren. Is it Blue Moon? Is it Blue Moon? And everyone's saying hi to everyone. How is Halloween going? Kevin wants to know. Just go upstairs or downstairs, wherever you watch it.
Just appear, just like spawn in. Check it out.
All right, cool. God, 7 beers, dude. I would be I would be gone. It takes me like 2, and I'm like fricked up. All right. So, anyways, so that's our number. What 8, 7? On to your number 6. What do you got for me? And I'll start this.
This is the only one that I'm kind of like, on. I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's just kind of a neutral movie for me.
What is it? Oh, okay. What?
I was trying to be clever.
Oh, okay. Here we go. And I'll give you the your scene here because
Yeah.
I know you like it. Here you go.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what makes this movie bearable. Oh, well, I guess I should announce it. So the one movie I'm iffy on Rob Zombie's filmography is
31.
31. Richard Brake is at his prettiest.
Richard Brake. Look, let's talk quickly, just because I mean we don't want to stay too long on it, but we've both become very big fans of Richard Brake over the past few months.
Mm-hmm. I like
Still,
him.
my favorite of his is not even in a zombie movie. It's in Barbarian. That's just like such an incredible
I
turn
like him.
from the Brake.
I like
Yeah, she likes him. But yeah, talk about 31.
It's look, I know that it was crowdfunded, so it's not like it had this big studio budget. And it's interesting, but it's bland.
It's just
It's one note,
yeah, very, very
clear, like
you know what I mean?
clear cut and dry.
Yeah.
I like the kills are good.
That's really all it's about. It's
And then
just about the
when
kills.
Richard Brake's character's Doomfist enters in, like that's really when my head went,
Yeah, great opening. I mean, it kind of gets your attention, like how I always talk about the hook
mhm.
to a movie, like where in a movie do you get hooked? I was hooked right from the moment where Richard Brake just kind of
Yeah.
slow-mo, black and white, approaches the camera all the way down the hallway, and he comes to the front and gives a whole monologue just right to the camera.
Yeah, before you like
Yeah, kills the guy. So funny enough, that's the guy who plays the Count in Monsters.
yeah,
that
the Munners.
he kills.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I like the premise, sort of like Maze Runner on
It's the
crack.
Purge.
Yeah,
With
like-
some Saw.
On crack.
Mhm.
I don't know. I was just kind of like, give me more. I say the most iconic character actually is not Richard Brake, but Sherry Moon's lion shirt.
Oh, we were so close. I was gonna say her like giant curls that she has.
Yeah, her lion shirt.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, she has like a big head of hair that's just curly.
and her shirt, it's literally just the face of a lion, crop top, or it's like held together with string.
Here it is. I
That's
have
cool
the
coming.
the 31 Steelbook with Richard Brake on top right there.
But yeah, I do enjoy her hair.
Yeah, there's look at that hair she has.
Yeah, most iconic. Definitely a fit.
Come on, camera. You can do it.
You can do it.
Who's a good camera? Who's a good camera? Are you a good camera? Come on, be a good camera.
You get the point.
Anyways,
You get the point.
you get the point.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of like, the kills held me, so did Richard Brake, but I wanted a little more. That's really all. I have really nothing negative to say. It's
And
just kind of,
this is a perfect Halloween movie to watch because it takes place on Halloween.
dun dun
So,
dun.
It says on Halloween. So that's very cool. This I got from Hamilton Book. So it might still be available, but this is obviously the Target exclusive Steelbook with the slip. But I got this on Hamilton Book for like $6. So
You also get to see Sherry Moon's final girl moment in here.
yeah, it is a cool role for her. That's for sure. All right. So what is?
You forget yours?
I forget my number 6. Let's see here.
I meant.
Oh, okay. Here we go. My number 6 is going to be when I remember where we left off here. Oh, right here. Okay, right here. My number 6 is
Open your eyes.
That's also Richard Brake.
that's also Richard Brake. Great. He's great.
Awesome.
Doing his best Nosferatu. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So see, like, okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the Munners. It's visually appealing, like gorgeous. I can't imagine this in black and white how he originally wanted to shoot it.
I kind of am morbidly curious.
I'm not, because this movie is just so fun to just look at. It's amazing. It's so like,
I mean, it fits the tone, like very loud. Like it's very loud.
yeah, everything about it. Well, because he was like, all right, well, no black and white. let's
Up
turn
that saturation.
let's turn up that color palette. Hey, everybody, bring your palettes real quick and take your brushes and Chuck. And everyone just went to town on the sets. So great stuff. I love Sherry Moon in this because it's very unlike her, even though
Yeah.
it's still, you
I
can
wonder if
tell
that's her
it's-
voice.
Oh, that's 100% her voice. Yeah. But she's not doing just a traditional Sherry Moon performance. So she's like actually giving a bit more here because she's trying to be, what is it, Lily? Lily from, the show. And the Count is great. He's potentially maybe the closest in
What's his name?
terms of
Like,
that.
what's his, like, the actor?
Daniel something, I think.
Whoopsie.
And then my only issue, and if anyone follows me on Letterboxd, you know that I wrote about it in my review. My only issue is with Herman. It's the way he's written and the way he acts is like not in line with how the character should act. I think this is a prequel to a show set in the 60s, and yet we're listening to like modern music and like weird. Like if I ever talk to Rob one-on-one, I'm gonna ask him about that and be like, why did you make those creative choices for a prequel to a show set in the 60s? So this should be in the 40s, the 50s, something like that.
In the 50s, because like you see the character design of like the humans and whatnot, and
Bizarre.
it's 50s,
And it's weird.
and like the TVs and whatnot. So clearly this is set. But then why are you saying like, what does he say? Like my
Boss?
G boss? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Like-
Boss. They didn't say that, I don't think.
Oh, what?
But yeah, this is like the one that's, I don't hate this movie. And
Yeah,
I don't hate, I kind of hate House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't hate Devil's Rejects, and I don't hate The Munsters. This is like the one I'm like, I guess I could rewatch it as like, because it's so gorgeous to look at, in my opinion. It's so vibey of Halloween. It just
Yeah.
reeks of it. So it's really cool that way. And it's got some funny gags and stuff in there.
But there is a point in this movie where like you think it's gonna end, and it's before the whole Hollywood bit.
Yeah.
You think it's, I forget what part, but I'm like, oh, we're still going.
Could have went through maybe another trim.
Yeah,
Coulda
like
had another trim,
we're still going. And the thing is, it's a pretty short movie anyway. Like, it's a standard movie, 140 or something.
something like that.
But I hate that. Like I hate those moments where like you think it's gonna end, and then it just keeps going, and you're like, what? Like I thought the problem was resolved.
But I congratulate it because it's definitely made me interested in at least checking out the show, because now I feel like I can watch the show and I'm like, oh, cool. So
I like the Addams Family.
She's more of an Addams Family. They should cross over the Munner family.
Didn't they do that? No.
So, anyways, that is number 6. We're on to our number 5, and then after the 5th one, we're gonna hop back over to the chat. What do you got for your number 5?
Okay, so this my number 4 and my number 5, I was like, whoop, 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 whoop. They kept going back and forth. I ultimately gave this movie the spot, that being
Will I miss? Or will I?
Free from Hell.
3 from Hell.
Oh, but before I say anything, it has the most beautiful exclusive, what have you, who's it, what's it?
Yes, and I actually got this last Black Friday at Best Buy.
Oh, I love
This
this.
was on sale for $10 because I had missed this one. But the 3 from Hell Lionsgate Steelbook
And then
with
do the best part, do the best part.
gorgeous slip that comes off and reveals their
Ah.
skulls.
How cool is that?
Shout out to Vance Kelly. He was on the channel. He's the artist behind this.
And then show the back. The back. I like the back.
You like the back? Their
Their coffins.
coffins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, all right, a little backstory. This came out in, I believe, 2018 or 2019. Was it 2019?
2019. I believe.
2019, yeah. Because this came out on my birthday. And I was gonna go see it in theaters. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. I was following the production of this movie as well because spoiler alert. I'm a fan of the Firefly trilogy. And well, back then it was a duology. When I heard that they were making another one after, 14 years,
Yeah,
I was
Big
like,
gap.
okay, cool. I'll vibe with it. I'll take more of this. There was a lot of development problems, so that's never a good sign.
I also think this one might have been crowdfunded.
I would believe it.
I think.
Yeah, there was a lot of like it kept getting pushed, and that's always like, oh,
Never a good sign.
yeah. So I had only gotten to watching it.
Well, I was just going to tell you one reason why it got pushed is because of Sid Haig's
Right.
deteriorating health, and so Rob was forced to, because he had the original Three from Hell had a lot of Sid Haig, and then I think like right shortly before they went into filming, he went to visit Sid in the hospital and saw how awful he looked.
Yeah, and you can see his little cameo as like a grave cemetery, whatever you call them.
Yeah, there's a little Sid Haig in the movie. Yeah, he's only in the beginning.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Halloween. Sorry. Yeah, he's only in the beginning when they're getting let out. Which, okay, so I have problem. Like, I was iffy on the thought of this because I really enjoyed the ending of Devil's Rejects, not your standard Hollywood ending. I'll get into that later. So when I saw this one, I'm like, aren't they dead?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Which now they're not. They're from hell.
So I was like, all right, how'd they finesse that one? And then no Sid Haig, because I am a fan of Sid Haig. What? Oh, shut up. I thought you were at me being a fan of Sid Haig. I'm like, okay. Yeah, this movie kind of had just everything going against it. That being said, I do enjoy Otis and Baby. And of course, I like Richard Brake. So I guess if it had to be anybody to substitute Sid Haig, I guess they made the right choice. Yeah, I just think that it's unnecessary, but I vibe with it.
It's not necessary.
It
Yeah.
like if I'm putting all my gripe aside, it's the end of the Firefly trilogy. I'm game.
Yeah.
And plus,
No more.
I really like that scene that you played with
Yeah.
her throwing the knives. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's
has
funny
some-
enough.
It's
let
some
me-
cool imagery.
Funny enough. What is this? Your number 5?
Yeah.
Funny enough. My number 5.
I was thinking maybe we get into the movies.
Huh. Movies? Yeah, that's a new one.
You know, like triple X movies, right?
X movies. Like Vin Diesel? No. Yeah, so funny enough, that's funny. It's kind of funny. We both have number 5 at Three from Hell. This is my favorite of the Firefly trilogy because of the aforementioned. Is that correct? Aforementioned?
Sure.
Bye bye, Sid Haig. R.I.P. I don't want, it's sad, but bye bye. Get out of here. Bring in the break. Yeah, it's so much better. I was very shocked at how like there's a lot of Mexican influence in this movie.
Yeah, and it's
lot.
Like I understand that they're supposed to be like
Like
in
cool.
the
It's cool.
Southwest in the other films, but it's like it's kind of jarring.
Yeah.
Like I don't hate it. It's just different.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It held my attention, but out of everything that he's done, the Firefly trilogy is my least favorite. Like, I much prefer his other films versus the Firefly trilogy. Yeah. So Three from Hell, we both have at number 5. What are you guys saying over here? Right here. 6.7. That is wussy, says Kevin. I zoned out. I had to rewind it. Like you, Ed. It's only Blue Moon on tap. Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Yeah. 100%. What's your favorite beer, Laren?
Blue Moon.
Revolution IPA, the anti-hero. Interesting. And then I don't know if he answers. But anyways, everyone's talking about what he's drinking.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
cool.
beer talk.
Just beer talk.
Beer talk in the
Y'all are
chat.
boring. All right, go on to your number 4. Here we go. We're getting into like these are
These are good movies.
cream of the crop.
So Hey, just be happy that I have this one higher than you'd care to hear.
I
Have
don't
me
know
see.
what it is. Oh, okay.
I guess this is a hot take to Rotten Tomato critics, but my number 4.
Hold on, let me get rid of Laren's comment here. It's gonna annoy me. Sorry, Laren. No
Oh.
offense. Haley, what are you drinking? Says Kevin.
Oh, it's speaking of Dragula. So I guess Snoop Dogg has a wine company, and they partner with the Universal Monsters with wine, and this is the Dracula red wine
Very good.
in my skeleton hand cup.
Yeah, it's very good. Also, I just realized I forgot to do thanks for what day we're on. This is day 27 of the 31 days of spooky videos. There was originally going to be a video today, like a pre-recorded, edited video kind of thing. But there was an issue with that, getting that out there. It's being resolved currently. So hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow. But yeah, so I was like, oh, you know what? Let's go live. That's what
Fuck
the
it,
live
we'll do it
streams.
live.
That's what the live streams are for.
Plus, we wanted to do this video
if-
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do it anyway. But if you ever have a hiccup with a pre-recorded go live.
Fuck it.
It covers everything.
Yeah, so my number 4, much to Rotten Tomatoes critic dismay,
And Nadia's.
yeah, is
Fucking hot. I'm fucking hot. So I'm doing all the chores. Bitch. Yeah, Howard. Can I have some money? Yeah, it's blood transfusion. Fuck you doing, man?
Halloween do.
Halloween dose.
Okay, hear me out, because let me reiterate, I am so not a Halloween purist. I don't give a shit. So, if I'm looking at this, all right, as its own little thingy, as its own little horror movie, and I totally understand that this movie had quite literally everything against it. Like, you thought Three from Hell was bad? This one was bad because he had to deal with the Weinstein brothers. Tomato, tomato, tomato. Yeah. Tomato. So there's that. But I kind of really like it. Like, so this is basically where the first one, you know, he had to work with something, which was the original Halloween. He was remaking the original Halloween. And this one isn't like he's remaking Halloween 2, the OG Halloween 2. This is him saying, all right, fuck it, we do it my way. And
I did it my way.
it goes absolutely fucking monkey nuts. And I love it for that. It's different. Cause I feel like why I don't care much for Halloween, like Michael Myers, is because it's too tame. Like the original Halloween doesn't even have any blood in it. Not saying I don't like it.
There's a little blood. A little smidgy.
But it's just tame for being a slasher. This is a slasher. It's different. I don't know. Stop. You're being fucking weird. Don't get crunk off your fucking Zephyr Hills water. I don't know. It was refreshing. It was refreshing to see this. And plus, Tyler Mane's a scary dude. Scary dude.
Nadia would agree with you on that.
A big boy.
Big boy.
And I don't hate the mask when most of it's gone. So, and I don't care about whether or not we see Michael's face. I just think it's neat. And Scout Taylor Green?
Oh, so close.
Oh.
Scout Taylor straight out of Compton.
Oh, I'm probably thinking of somebody else. I found her very annoying in the first one. Like she was almost trying too hard to be. Tee I'm cute and innocent and smart and I'm perfect. But here she's just like me for real. She doesn't give a shit and she's depressed.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of everybody's criticism of this movie. Is she's just constantly either crying or screaming. in this
And I'm
movie,
like, you get it.
which yeah, I mean, I think I would too after what I experienced,
My parents are dead.
right? But really quickly, because I was just like looking at you. One of the troll comments that we got recently is, "You have a black eye," right here, and no, you don't. That is just this thing right here casting a shadow right from the light above us, and it casts the shadow on. Like, watch, don't move.
I know. I'll just go like this.
Oh yeah, there you go. See, goes away. So someone wrote, he must have hit her.
Consensually.
So I deleted that, hid the person, and then I was meaning to make a mention of that.
That's funny.
It's unavoidable, unfortunately, because
I'm
of
small.
because of the position of the studio here. So
I'm literally it's literally because, like, yeah, because you don't have it because I'm just down lower.
well, because of how this is right compared to the light. The light's over there,
That's what I'm
not over
saying.
here.
And you have to lower, like, look at how much you have to lower mine compared to yours.
Yeah, there's a big height difference.
So
anyways, just wanted to make note of that. So yeah, Halloween 2.
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. All right.
Different. Interesting.
Let me see here. What's my number? What are we on? 4?
4.
My number 4 is going to, where is it? Here we go. My number 4 is Rob Zombies.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, with exactly 9 hours left to play, I give you Psycho Head and his brother, the maniacally mental Schizo Head.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
31, baby. Yeah, this
31.
movie, like you said, is very thin on story. That's not why you're watching this movie. It's just a survival game. That's all it is.
Hosted by Malcolm McDowell.
Which I loved that. I had no idea that that was going to be the thing, kind of like going into it, that it's like almost a secret society thing that you know nothing about. It's just these white rich people that
They
dress
just
up
do it.
as like the first president of the United States.
I was thinking French people, but that's
Whatever.
fine.
And they kidnap people and put them in this game that they have to survive. So it's The Running Man. This is Rob Zombie's The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger meets The Purge and Saw and all that stuff. But it's great. And Malcolm McDowell's great. You just saw him there. It's phenomenal. And that's one of my favorite scenes, the chainsaw scene right there.
One of my favorite scenes is actually when they encounter a table with food and they're like, oh, thank Christ for fucking break.
Right.
And they're all like, I don't know, this is like poison.
And they're like, why would they poison us right now?
Yeah, like that's boring. And so they're like, shit, all right, I'm fucking hungry.
Right.
And then
And then the reveal happens.
the reveal.
Yeah, it's a fun kind of sick, twisted thing. It doesn't hook me right from the beginning. I will say that I was
No.
very uninterested in just that like whole setting up the characters. I was
Just-
like, why are we setting up the character? I don't care.
I guess it's to show like they're lower.
Well, hold on. This is the movie that opens with. So I was hooked from the beginning with Richard Brake, but then it cuts to the main characters, Sherry Moon and
Yeah.
all of them, and
And then when
that's
it's
where I'm
not
like,
Richard
I
Brake.
don't care about this. So let's just quickly, don't try to develop these characters, Rob.
We just know that they're white
Stop
trash.
it.
They're lower than us. We have
Come
to kill
on.
them.
That's one of the things I will say about Rob Zombie. I admire that he's a writer director, and that for the most part, besides I think The Haunted World of El Super Bisto, he is the single sole credited writer of all of his movies. So I appreciate that. Like that's kudos. But then at the same time, it's like, dude, maybe you could use a little help from one writer, maybe
Somebody,
just
anybody.
to kind of give it,
Phone
like a
somebody.
look over. So that's not what I like about Rob Zombie. His writing is not it. And so don't try to develop these characters. They're all crap, and let's just throw them in this game. So once that happens, it's cool. But yeah. Anyways, 31, great movie. That's my number 4. Your number 3, and then after that, we're gonna talk.
My number 3 is interesting to me because I watched this at first and I was like, this kind of sucks.
This one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like this one kind of sucks wiener.
Uh,
Mainly I was too distracted by Sherry Moon's hair.
oh.
But upon actually thinking about it, kind of dig it. It's in the top 3,
She
so that
kinda digs
means
it.
that means something. So in the top 3, my number 3 is
I know this sounds stupid, but I really think that Lord's record is with me.
What do you mean with you?
Every time I hear it, it's like every
ew.
Ew, COVID.
Ew. Yeah, Sherry Moon's fucking
Hey, beep yourself.
Oh.
Beep. Yeah, that's funny. Like the clip I found is all censored.
yeah, the dreadlocks.
The dreadlocks. I like that look
Ew.
on her.
I don't.
You don't like the
give me her
dreadlocks?
ramen noodle hair.
Those dirty dreadlocks,
Ew.
soaking in all that
Oil.
fungi.
No, they definitely rank. Like they smell. I can smell them from here. But yeah, I didn't like it at first. And then I let it marinate. And I don't know, like, because I am a fan of the imagery. Like, yeah, the end when she gets to looking like how the
Oh, yeah, let me,
Cover.
Let me
and when she gets to looking like this, that's
Yeah.
when I'm like,
super iconic. Like that's to me, that's iconic. Like I think about that a lot when I think about Rob Zombie movies. Just that look.
yeah. Plus, like, it has to deal with the. Yeah.
Salem witch trials.
It has to deal like fucked up records. Okay, I'm game. There has to be a record out there that's just a reprint of that. The yeah, love that song. Get it. And like she's kind of doing what we do. Like it's a radio show.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And I don't know, maybe like the only thing that's keeping it from going any higher is Sherry Moon's acting is especially poopy wiener.
Well, she's never
Like she's like the main character. Normally she has people to bounce off of.
she's never been known for her
But like
Oscar-winning acting.
I know. But yeah, the imagery in here I love. Like the parts where there's just no talking and it's just you're seeing things on the screen, I'm like, okay,
Right.
awesome. Awesome.
I agree. We'll talk more about it. So my number three is going to be Rob Zombies.
Bro,
God,
clean
that's what your feet
fucking-
look like.
Stop. No, they don't.
That's what her feet look like.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They look worse.
Send us a super chat if you want to see my feet.
Yeah, send a super chat to support her feet.
They don't look like that.
Rob Zombies, naughty girl. No, it's a Rob Zombies Halloween. This is gonna offend people, but here we go. I much prefer his Halloween over John Carpenter's Halloween. Much prefer it after this recent rewatch that we did. I've always been very, cool with that movie. It's very nostalgic for me. It takes me right back because that came out 2007. I was first year in high school, man. So that's right there. You know what I'm talking about? So I remember seeing that in Movie Gallery and Blockbuster, and God, great time. So yeah, I really dig this movie. Now after the recent rewatch, I'm like, yep, that's the Halloween I would rather rewatch. And because we rewatched Carpenter's original, there's a video on our channel, 31 Days. Don't get me wrong, it's great. It's a great movie. It's very good. Without that, we wouldn't have Rob Zombies. So, but if I have to pick one to watch, picking Zombies.
I will say though, I do prefer Malcolm McDowell in this one as opposed to the second one,
Oh yeah, and a lot of people do. Yep,
where
100%.
he's actually.
But do you
likable.
prefer him over Donald Pleasance as Loomis?
I'm biased
Malcolm McDowell?
because he even says, I think in Halloween 2, he even says something about ultra violence. So,
Yeah.
like he says a line, and it's like, that.
So
that's
you're only picking Malcolm because of the connection to Clockwork.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I love a lot of people criticize when they do the flashback, or not the flashback, but the prequel stuff to the movie, how it's literally just Donald Pleasance. It's literally just Malcolm McDowell, as old as he is when they cut forward, but he just has like on hippie hair and stuff. That's actually never bothered me. Funny enough. I visually look at that and I see, yeah, he's the same age as he will be 15 years later, but he has the hippie hair and his facial hair is different. So that's fine. And he actually acts different. I don't know, like the way he acts when he's young versus when he's older, it works for me. So, but I do understand how people are like, he's literally
It's the same dude.
He looks the same.
Especially considering that they got a whole different kid in the second one
Oh, right,
because
because the
other one aged
aged
too much.
2 years. Ooh. So, but yeah, everything about Rob Zombie's Halloween. I do, I'm also in the camp. I guess I would prefer the theatrical cut over the unrated cut because it has the unnecessary RAP fill in the rest scene, and then it has. I feel like there's just more boobs and everything and coochie.
Not entirely opposed.
So it is what it is. But yeah, and I mean, it just has Danielle Harris, who was in Halloween 4 and 5. She came back.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Christina, I think Klebe, however you say her, she plays the one that what the hell is her name? Like the one that's always in like the original. Totally.
Oh, Linda.
Linda, yeah, she plays Linda. Great, Linda. I'm Scout Taylor Compton. I have a funny back history with because when I was doing my podcast, Eddie Green's 101, I actually reached out to her around Halloween time to do a interview. And this was a few years back, like a few years ago. And reached out because I was, reaching out to celebrities at that time to, just cross my fingers. If someone says, yeah, cool. And I had so many guests that were celebrities that said yes. And that was it. And they said yes. And they appeared on my podcast. And there you go. She responded, oh, cool. It's a podcast. Yeah, I have a podcast fee. And I was like, okay, well, what's the fee? She's like, what is it, about an hour? I'm like, yeah. She's like, all right, I could do an hour for about $650. I'm like, $650 to talk to you for an hour? Are you out of your mind? I have the messages on my Instagram in case anyone calls bluff. So I was like, you're nuts.
Did you ever say that to her?
You're nuts. Yeah, and I said that to her politely, but I was like, come on, really? Like, I told her, I was like, I've had guests that would theoretically be considered bigger than you, not even theoretically, in reality are bigger than you, and they didn't charge me a penny. And I'm okay with paying you, but $650 to talk to you for 1 hour? Scout Taylor Compton, get out of here. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. So I'm kind of, I've let it go, but anytime I see her, I think of that exchange her and I had. Whether that was actually her, I don't know. It's on her official account, but maybe it was like a manager or something. I don't know. But so yeah, I'm a little iffy on Scout Taylor Compton, but I think she's a cool Laurie. There's Jamie Lee Curtis, but she's so young in that first movie and the acting in that movie is just ugh. But yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I think she's arguably worse, Scout Taylor Compton.
In the end, yes, but there are moments of Scout Taylor that I prefer over Jamie Lee Curtis. And the mask, I don't mind the mask either. I actually own the Trick or Treat Studios mask. There's two versions. There's the clean one, and then there's the bruised and battered one that he finds. That one I found. What?
I don't hate any of Rob Zombie's masks after seeing.
No.
And even the one that people like to poke fun at the most, that one scene in Halloween 2. I don't even know what that was from.
What are you talking about?
Like the one picture where it's like really fucky and it's like almost laughably bad and it looks like he just woke up.
Oh, in Halloween 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know where that's from. Most of the movie, he just has his whole eye out.
Honestly, I don't know what you're talking about right now. Are you just talking about where his hair's wild?
No, hold on.
Because you were talking about that the whole movie. You were like, he's so doofy looking.
He is a little doofy.
With his hair wild. I'm like, it's raining. What do you want?
Hold on. Yeah,
but yeah, Halloween 2007 is my number 3. I really dig Halloween 2007. And it has Junie from Spy Kids being a douche.
Douchey.
What more do you want?
One picture. Where's the one picture? See, now I'm going to go nuts. Hold, please.
What about Myers talking? I assume you don't care. Well, we didn't watch that version. We watched the theatrical cut, so he doesn't say die.
This one.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Like people like to poke fun at that one a
I
lot.
think he's doofy looking there.
Yeah.
I
but
don't think he's doofy.
I don't
looking.
even know where that scene is.
It's just the thing is that mask is it's trying to be an homage to the William Shatner, but be different and not be dumb looking the way 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 were. And it succeeds, I think.
Yeah, I mean, anything is better than H2O.
But yeah, so we don't really I'm iffy on it. That's why I do prefer Halloween 2's theatrical cut because it gets rid of the die. I don't mind that he talks because this is a different Myers. I just don't like that line.
Yeah.
Die is so dumb.
Yeah.
It should have been something else.
Also, Ghost Mom, a Ghost Horse, White Mom.
Ghost Mom and White Horse.
I don't know. It's whatever.
And rock music
Whatever.
says, might as well put 2 books on Haley's chair so she can sit on them so he doesn't look so short.
Or give me a bigger chair.
Yes, Nadia. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. I love that scene because it's so intense, and they were actually doing it from my understanding in the behind the scenes. That's actually them doing that. And he's slamming his hand into the stall. That's so intense. Scout looks so different now. She hit hard on that plastic surgery. Yes, she did. Yeah, it's unfortunate that she did, but you know who looks really, because actually Scout looks okay. You can tell she has, but you know who looks really bad, and I forget her name, Monica something, but she's the main girl from Freddy versus Jason. She plays the main character chick in Freddy versus Jason. Nowadays, stay away. Oh man, she's bad looking. She is bad looking. A Weakest Link reference? One of my favorite game shows. Yes, Weakest Link. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they press a button and they fall through the floor.
There's a whole.
Oh my gosh. And it has to be that like weird, very stern lady. Because there was a few hosts of Weakest Link, but it has to be that original lady. That's
Funny
like
enough,
mean.
the one I know the most is the British one. Because
Okay.
it was referencing
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Okay. Pleasance is one of the finest actors. I must go to bed officially. What's TGH?
Though.
Okay. Thanks, FOS. You're welcome.
Because
You're welcome, Laren. Oh, okay. There he goes. Yeah, he follows up. You're welcome, Laren. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks to everybody for being here, especially if you're on the Eastern Coast, because it's almost midnight, 10 minutes to midnight. So we're gonna be wrapping up here. But thank you for being here, everybody. Appreciate that. All right, so top two. Here we go.
My number 2.
Your number 2
Just so happens to be your least favorite.
is God. Ugh.
I love it. It's okay. It's because there's no plot. It's like it's just stupid, raunchy fun. Yeah. That's Captain fucking Spaulding. And I mean, like the massacre that happens in the oddities shop. Like also I have a bias toward clowns. I love clowns and sideshow.
I do too.
And
Yeah.
like his hall of murder, like that ride they go on is so stupid. Like, but it's so good. It's so like it's good. It's just stupid, raunchy fun. Like, I'm not watching it for the stellar masterpiece plot. I want to see these stupid teenagers get killed. That's it. And it's
You want to see a
fun.
fat Chris Hardwick get killed?
Yeah. It's stupid.
It is very, very stupid. And in case you don't believe us,
and look, this is where it all started. So, and plus, God, the house at HHN 2019.
great shirt. And it has Sid Haig's face on it. So cool shirt.
The house was cool. We talked about it in our other video on the road to HHN. So good. It just made, like, especially the facade out front, like being the pit stop, Sid Haig's pit stop. it just made it all the better. Like, it made me appreciate it even more.
I hope they do. Like, I hope Rob Zombie collaborates with HHN again.
Yeah.
Ideally next year. That would be kind of nice. I don't know what it would be, but because I don't think he has a movie. Like, he was on Howie Mandel's podcast. That's the most recent one. And Howie was like, "So what's coming up next?" And he was like, "Oh, we're touring, and then I'm focusing on making a new record." So who knows when we're gonna get another Rob Zombie movie? So, so that's your number 2. All right. My number, hold on. I don't want to play the same clip. Okay, my number 2 is going to be Rob Zombie's.
Sorry. This old car doesn't always like to start, especially in the rain. Everything will be fine, okay?
And if
You didn't play the best part.
well, because I don't want to spoil. If you've seen the movie, you know where it goes. And if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. So this is actually, I would not be surprised, mark my words right now, because if you've deduced what I've talked about, then you know what my number 1 is. And if you've listened to me talk on this channel, you know what my number 1 is. I would not be surprised if Halloween 2 at some point overtakes my number 1 right now. So right now it's number 2, but I would not be surprised if you ask me a week from today, a month from today,
That's however you're feeling.
what is your favorite? I could say Halloween 2. That's how, like, here it is, right? So I adore Halloween 2. It's my favorite of the franchise, above Carpenter's original. I know. Like I said on my Letterboxd review, I'll wait for you to unsubscribe.
Yeah. The credit, I think it has like a 20 something.
I don't care. I love it for that. I want it to be like, and I guess is like kind of how if like you love Five Nights at Freddy's and it's getting pooped on, it makes you feel even better kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because it's like,
I'm better than you.
you guys are just clearly not getting it. So that's how I feel about Halloween too. But I understand why people hate it. I understand that they hate the white horse.
Ghost horse, white mom.
I understand that. I understand they hate the mask. Speaking of the mask, since I have the Trick or Treat Studios H1 mask from Rob Zombie, you bet your butt I have the Halloween 2, half of it gone, on its way. It's so reminiscent of Terminator 2. And I don't know if that was H2, T2. I don't know if Rob was doing that on purpose. It literally looks like the end of T2 where he has half of his face melted off. I love that. It's so good. People hate it because it shows Myers. This is a different Myers. This isn't the OG Myers. This is Rob Zombie's Myers. So he can do whatever he wants. I also didn't mind that there's like 20 different dream sequences in this movie.
Yeah.
There's like 20 dream sequences. That's fine with me. Normally, I don't like that stuff. I don't know. Just something about it was like, I don't care. Because I don't care about the Halloween mythology. So it's just like, go ahead. Give me another dream sequence. Half the kills in this movie are in dream sequences. It's fine. I love how brutal Myers is in this one. I almost played the clip of the nurse. God, I love that scene.
With
Octavia Spencer.
Yeah.
It's so good because it's so intense. It's so brutal. You barely see anything, but he keeps stabbing her. And the best part is the detail of when he stabs her, it cuts to her on the floor and he takes the knife out and it's not just a clean takeout. She goes down, he takes the knife out and she comes up with the knife and goes down. It's a very subtle thing, but when he takes the knife out, she goes, and that's how that would be.
How did Rob Zombie get Octavia Spencer?
That's how that would be. Oh, she wasn't big at that point. How did Bad Santa get Octavia Spencer? Why is she in these random movies? And now she's like an Academy Award winning actress. But
When did The Help came out in like 2011? Okay.
and she wasn't too big at that point. Yeah. So, but man, I love that. It's so intense. But Scout Taylor Compton is so much better in this movie. I think her acting has definitely improved.
That's what I'm saying.
I love that it's like Halloween 2 from the 80s, right? That it picks up right from the end. I love that detail that it, this is Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, but it continues in the vein of the original Halloween 2.
I also appreciate because what I didn't like about the David Gordon Green trilogy is that they made him out to be this entity.
Well, that's the original intent of Myers. He has a supernatural edge to him, as Dave McCrae says.
Like something's just not right about him.
Here he's just a dude.
He's literally just a dude.
But and then it's weird because in 2, you kind of right because he has some crazy shit that happens to him. How did he survive?
A shot to the face,
You know
like
what
a
I mean?
point blank shot to the
Yeah.
face.
So there's some weird shit going on here too.
I just want to believe that he's just a dude. That just happens.
In theory, he is just a dude in this one. Yeah. So everything about Halloween 2, I dig that everybody hates. And funny enough, both Halloween and Halloween 2, because they have the same score, both of them brought a tear to my eye. Like I didn't cry like how I cry in Ghost with Patrick Swayze, but they got my eyes watered up. In the first one, when Sherry Moon kills herself, and then in this one with Danielle Harris and her death. That's like it's the same score. It's funny, but both of them were like, I was like, wow, Robert, you're bringing a slight tear to my eye.
Yeah. I also don't hate the fact that they bring back the sibling storyline.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I was never against that. Get rid of it, keep it, go ahead, whatever.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like it made a little more sense.
Honestly, the only thing I don't like about this movie is what we talked about earlier. They recast young Myers.
The kid.
And he is terrible.
Oh,
God, he is
he's only in
awful.
there for like 2 or 3 scenes, and it's just like, go.
That's
away.
bad. Yeah, that's very awful. I don't know why he did that.
That
just,
and Malcolm McDowell.
just either get the kid back and whatever. He's a little older. I'm sure he didn't look too old, too different at that point. Who cares? But man, or just get a better actor. I don't know. Like that guy. I'm sorry if you ever see this, man, but maybe you're better now. But there you were just
Been like 12
awful.
years, 13.
But
14.
yeah, and Sherry Moon's great as just the white, right? People always complain about, oh God, he always has to have his wife in his movies. It's pretty cool, I mean, to me, that's just a form of jealousy.
Yeah.
On people's parts.
I
They're
would
like,
like to think that if you were ever in like Rob Zombie's position, you would always incorporate me in your work somehow.
sure, 100%. I'll never be in his position, but yeah, sure,
I'm just saying.
100%. Essentially, we're doing it right now. I'm Rob and you're Sherry. It's a shame she doesn't have shirts. Well, she does. I have one with her cheeks on it.
Okay.
But all right, let's tell our number one, and then we're gonna get to the chat. Here we go. Number one.
My favorite.
Hold on, I forget
fun-
which one I played.
You played that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Wait, this one?
Yeah, you played that one.
And I have to play this
Yeah.
one. Okay.
So, funny enough, this was the first Rob Zombie movie I had ever seen. Don't kill me because it was out of order. Shut up. I don't care.
Say it with us. It is.
Can't quit you, baby. But I gotta put you down for a while. Well, you know I can't quit you, baby. But I gotta put you down for a while.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. If you say so.
The Devil's Rejects. I love this movie. This is like, I'm pretty sure it's in my top 100 movies on Letterboxd. It's probably in my top 20 favorite horror movies, I'd say, over time of all time.
Wait, you're okay. The horror is fine, whatever. Top 100 movies of all time. The Devil's Rejects.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't talk. I got some weird ones in my top 100, but really? Devil's Rejects? Okay. All right.
Yep. I adore this movie. It takes everything good from House of a Thousand, brings it, ups it, and leaves everything a little, leaves it behind.
So this to you is Rob Zombie's
This-
horror masterpiece.
This is his masterpiece because, okay, so in all of the Firefly trilogy, right, you're rooting for the bad guys, which is already like you're rooting for the anti-heroes, but I wouldn't even call them that. They're no way heroes. They're just garbage people. But where you're following like Chris Hardwick and Ryan Wilson in House of a Thousand, you're now following the three and like going about their sinful duties, doing the devil's work. And you're rooting for them. Like, even in like other slashers, like you could be rooting for the final girl, whatever. Like in some instances, you could be rooting for the Michael Myers, whatever. But this one, not only are you rooting for them, but by the end, somehow, some way, in their objectively scum of the earth, worst people ever.
Scum of the earth, come on. You said it.
Yeah. You feel for them. You're like, why am I so sad? Like,
No,
shut up.
I did
didn't
not feel
ask
that
you.
at
I
all.
didn't ask you.
I was like, yeah, blow them away.
I
Let's
didn't-
go,
I
baby.
didn't ask you.
More bullets.
Like, you don't want the cops to win. Like, you don't stop. I'm talking. Like, you don't want them to get caught. But like, and then you flash back to the beginning of the movie when they're fleeing their house and they have all those cheerleader girls locked in their cellar in the basement, like all banging it out, and you're like, there's a lot of things that are like shocking. And yeah, it still has the raunchy white trash. It has Joe Grizzly. I forget what he's like a pimp in this one.
What is his name? I forget what
I don't know what his real name is.
I just know him as Joe Grizzly, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the raunch, but it all just works. It just works. Like, it's so
You know he's in Dawn of the Dead, remember?
young. Yeah, this movie is so vile, so disgusting, but in some sort of sick, twisted way, it works. Like, it actually, like, where House of a Thousand didn't have any plot, this one, it kind of did. It's this cop trying to actually book these terrible, awful, no good people. Poor Tiny. Rest in peace, Tiny. He did so good. You don't know who Tiny was.
I remember Tiny.
Oh, yeah, Tiny. He was a good guy. Yeah, I love this movie. This was
Love
the
it.
first one I'd ever watched because I remember I was watching a Cinemassacre Monster Madness. And it was going, I forget which one it was, but it was going through, horror movies through, like, from start to recent at the time. And it listed this one as being a pinpoint in like mid 2000s horror. And I was like, oh, The Devil's Rejects. That sounds sick as fuck. And then I watched his review and I was like, oh, interesting. And the rest is history. I've seen it so many times.
She wants some pops. Let's go, Funko.
Woo, 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 woo.
It was only the Captain Spaulding, and then of course
And that's worth like
Rob Zombie
a
himself.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay on Devil's Rejects. I'll pass.
I just
So my number one, if you haven't figured it out by now, if you haven't followed the channel, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you currently, right now, as we record this on October 28th at 12:05 in the morning. My number one Rob Zombie movie goes to The Lords of Salem. I'm telling you, it's not verbatim, but it is his attempt to do a Shining-like movie. It is. Even from the boom, boom that you just heard there. That's like when Jack Torrance is going into the bathroom with the old lady. Boom, 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 boom.
it's eerie.
I'm telling you, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's something's wrong in this establishment and we don't know why.
Yeah. And this movie, has a lot of great imagery that you just saw right there. And
The cross freaking out, the neon.
it's great. Yeah. And like you said, the score, love that score. It's very eerie. Yeah. Again, his Shining, right? It's got that like Shining-esque kind of sound to it. And the poster, something along the lines of "We've been waiting, we've always been waiting," right? You're the caretaker. You've always been the caretaker. So it's 100% Rob Zombie. He even talked about it when he was on the podcast. I think Eli Roth, you said, the two movies that influenced him, or I forget what the first one was, but he said The Shining. So I was like, oh, there you go. And I've been saying this way before I heard that interview. So I was like, there you go. He just admitted it. So, and
So
he
good.
and he talked about how he appreciated the slowness of Kubrick's, long takes, because he says whenever you're filming, it feels weird to be like, go slower. And that's what I loved about that interview. He said, I wanted this movie to be different. I wanted this movie to not be like everything I've done before. So I told every actor, go slower. Slower. Because all my movies are, right. So he wanted his actors. He told Sherry, slower. And he says it feels weird at first. You feel like you're doing something wrong, like telling the cameraman to go slower. And but it's great.
It works.
It works. Yeah. So The Lords of Salem, I've recommended it to a lot of people. Some people don't like it. I recommended it to Seth from Slacker Media. I think he gave it like 1 star.
Nadia didn't like it.
Nadia doesn't. Right? You don't like it, Nadia? If you're
Give
still
it
here?
another watch. Because I didn't like it at first either.
I don't know. It's great. So right now it's The Lords of Salem, but a week from today it could be Halloween too. So
I guess
there
I
we
more
go.
like it for the imagery.
There we go. Those are our 8-1 ranking of Rob Zombie's films. What are you guys saying? And then we're gonna wrap this sucker up. What do you say? Holland Oates, you're a little late there, buddy, but it's cool to have you here anyway. I'm a chick dressed as a dude trying to be a chick. Where's that from again?
It's from one of the trilogies, right?
Is it from, where's that from? I'm a chick dressed as, oh, that's Halloween 2. That's Halloween 2. It's one of Scout's, Lori's
right.
friends. That's one of
You're
Lori's
right.
friends.
I'm a chick dressed as a dude trying to be a chick.
Yeah. Great writing.
Yeah, that was the one who. Oh, also speaking of Halloween 2, it gets brownie points for me because those are some bomb ass Rocky Horror costumes.
Right. 100%. Way better than the Great Value Beetlejuice and Jeepers Creepers Reborn. The kid from the first Rob Zombie is an underground rapper now. He's not too shabby. Yeah, he's he goes to conventions. He was at H45. Both of them were the kid who had played him in 1 and then in 2. And they did like a Spider-Man thing where they were pointing at each other. It's pretty neat. Let's see here. I remember when the kid who played young Michael in Zombies Halloween was in Hancock with Will Smith. I don't remember him in that movie. I've seen Hancock, I don't remember him being in that movie, but Hancock's an okay movie. Will Smith. Just finished H2. Yes, it's still bad, but not bottom of the tier list bad. Vid coming soon. About damn time, dude. We've been missing you on the old tube. Well, like 2 weeks ago was your last video? LOL, Haley is this close to smacking Eddie for interrupting her. Well, as long as someone leaves a comment down below and says, I think she gave him a black eye. Right? Where's the reciprocation here, right? If I have a black eye, I better be called out. She better be called out for it.
Fee did it to you.
Fee did it to me. So there we go. We're caught up with the chat. That's our ranking, everybody. Thank you. If you're on the Eastern side, again, 12:10 a.m. in the morning. Insane. But if you're on Nadia's side, it's only what? 11:10, 9. So there you go.
That's a reasonable bedtime.
That's a reasonable, like you have the rest of the night ahead. So, but yeah.
I watched some Halloween too.
Like Sherry Moon says in the Munsters, midnight, or is that too early?
Yeah. I was like, huh. Because they're planning on dinner.
Like a date. She's like, I can have dinner at I can have it ready at midnight, or is that too early?
Yeah. She's like, no, we like to eat early. I was thinking on a midnight, or is that too early?
Yeah, it's good. So there we go. That's our ranking for Mr. Cummings. We love Rob Zombie. Hopefully, if you don't, maybe you'll come around to him. He's cool. And we got to see him one of these days when he goes live in person.
Yeah, that would be a fun concert.
That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. So there we go, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll be back again. Well, today, technically, with hopefully that video I was talking about, but I gotta figure out what the issue is.
Yeah, today we're going to see Five Nights at Freddy's.
Technically today, yes, we're gonna go see Five Nights at Freddy's and maybe Phantom of the Opera, a double feature. So at the same theater, we went to see Carpenter's original Halloween. So,
but this time with live organ.
Live organs. So thank you, everybody. Can't say that enough. You're awesome. Hopefully you've been enjoying the videos because they're coming to a close, as is the month of October, our favorite month. It's coming to an end. And then it's the most wonderful time of the year. Or at least that's what the song says. She's going to go be a living dead girl. We got to go get Fee out of his
Baby jail.
entrapment. And as always, thank you for being here. And as always, keep being fans of Rob Zombie.